Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Sear, and it's time for our tropical forecast here on YouTube, and we have a new development today. Tropical depression number 18 has formed. Now, none of this is going to have any influence on the Gulf of Mexico or the Caribbean. Everything is in the Atlantic at this point, and that's not changing, even though we now have a new tropical depression, which we're going to get to. So let's take a look at the big picture. Now, again, this is going to be important. This frontal boundary here that's been coming through, that's bringing the nice weather, especially into southeast Texas, that's going to have a big influence on what's happening out here. And there's a lot going on. So we still have the remnants of Rose, Peter, and down here is what's going to be now our tropical depression number 18. So let's zoom in here. So it had earlier today, as it had a 100% chance of organizing, and at the 4 o'clock update, it organized. I guess that's not a big surprise. Now up here to the north, 60% chance that this might become something. You were beginning to see some pretty good rotation here with this. But again, it's already out into the Atlantic, and with another front coming through, that's really not going to pose much of a problem. Okay, so here is tropical depression, that is our latest one that just formed. And we're beginning to see the rotation. That it's pretty relevant that you can see that at least this point. Now, I wanted to show you the computer models on it, because the models have really been a good agreement all this time on what was going to happen with it. And then we put the whole thing into motion here as far as the forecast. It is expected to become tropical storm by tomorrow, and I believe that would be Sam, if I remember that correctly. Then at 70-mile-per-hour winds, becomes a major hurricane by the end of this. And we're talking, going into the Monday. So that's Monday of next week, and it's still way out here. Here's the Windward Islands, there's Puerto Rico, and notice that at this point it's already turning to the right. That's good news. So we want it to be turning to the right, which keeps it away from the Caribbean. Also, again, it's really important. I'm going to continue to show this about this front that's coming through is a great blocker. It's going to go out into the Atlantic, and it's going to push out through the Atlantic. So nothing really has been pointed towards the East Coast anyway. And at this point, I don't think that's going to be very likely. And then, of course, here in the Gulf of Mexico, things are really quiet, but also the fact that we have our first front. We'll have another front coming in next week. So we're starting that progress. And all this does help to cool the temperature down in the Gulf of Mexico, too, which is always good for us. So we continue to see very active conditions out there in the Atlantic. And again, if we're keeping our scorecard here, yeah, Sam is our next storm. So that's probably what will form here within the next 24 to 36 hours, I believe, that we'll have our tropical storm out there. But it's, again, one of those ones that we probably really don't have to worry about. So we see a very active season going on, but it's not active in the Gulf of Mexico anymore. It's not active in the Caribbean, nor is it even really active on the East Coast, at least for now. And hopefully we can keep that going for the next month or so. We'll talk to you real soon.